Hi there, here's a bit of a reading from my book Apple Island Wife, Slow Living in Tasmania. And this is about what happens when you have watched one too many episodes of River Cottage and decided that you need to eat your own livestock. The Barnevelder cockerel we had purchased along with our hens had not worked out. Vlad, as he was known, took his role of protecting both the hens and his territory far too seriously. And this was his downfall. Cockerels are supposed to act as the leader of the pack, show the girls where the good food is, mate with them and top the pecking order. When a cockerel forgets his own place in the pecking order, that's when things go wrong. That's when he decides the hand that feeds him is a threat and starts attacking people. Every time Oliver crossed the bush block to go to the workshop, he risked an attack from Vlad. The cockerel would launch himself at Oliver, feet first, frantically trying to claw him. The 10 metres or so between the gate of the vegetable garden and the workshop door became a test of fortitude. One afternoon, Vlad lost the plot completely and launched a particularly frenzied attack, gashing Oliver's bare legs with his spurs. "That bastard thing has got to go," Oliver muttered darkly in the safety of the kitchen, wincing and dabbing at his wounds with cotton wool and aloe vera. He took to arming himself with a hefty stick when crossing to the workshop. He didn't hit Vlad with it, but waved it in the cockerel's direction to hold him at bay. Vlad paid scant heed to this and continued to throw himself at Oliver and his stick in a flurry of angry feathers and claws. One day, insulted at living in fear of a chicken, Oliver left the stick to one side and armed himself with a machete instead, and that was the end of Vlad. Consequently, Vlad became our first and wholly unsuccessful attempt at converting something we kept on the farm into something we ate for dinner. We were both keen to cook and eat Vlad. It definitely had more to do with revenge than sustainable livestock husbandry. The ancient tradition of eating an enemy to absorb his strength had never seemed so appealing. After a cup of tea in the kitchen to calm down, Oliver spent a messy hour in the woodshed, plucking and gutting. Then, shouldering his way through the back door, he dumped the naked bird unceremoniously onto the kitchen bench top. The raw skin appeared goosebumped and vulnerable. Vlad lay on his back, mute, naked and monumental. Most troubling, his scaly legs pointed upwards to the ceiling in a sort of morbid fascist salute. It seemed most apt given Vlad's maniacal and egotistical tendencies. "Why is it doing that?" I asked, thinking of the chickens I bought from our friendly butcher. They were much more relaxed. "It's not doing anything," muttered Oliver, his mood badly affected by the plucking and gutting. I watched as he manhandled the carcass into a baking tray. The goose-fleshed body was contained, but the legs continued to point resolutely upwards, as if straining to slash at an unsuspecting passerby one last time. "It's never going to fit in the oven like that," I observed. "It'll be fine," Oliver growled. Widening his hands to full stretch, he attempted to gather the slippery drumsticks under his fingers and force them down on either side of the canvas. Tentatively, he let go. The legs flung themselves back up into mid-air defiantly. I decided to take a stand. This unfamiliar thing seemed like nothing I had ever cooked before, and I could not imagine how I would convert it into a dinner. "I'm not eating that," I declared. "It's got rigor mortis." "It hasn't got rigor mortis," Oliver spat. "It's a cockerel. It's more muscular and tough than a hen." "Why the bloody hell are we eating it then?" I asked. This sounded less tempting at every turn. "I've got pork tenderloin in the fridge in a marinade. Why am I going to pass on that and eat this instead?" I gestured at the horrible vision of Vlad in his death salute. Only half listening, Oliver continued to wrestle with the cockerel on the tray, repeatedly pressing the rubbery legs down and watching in fury as they sprang back up again. And if you'd like to know what happened to Vlad and whether we ate him for dinner and whether he went with the roast potatoes, you have to buy the book. It is online in all the usual places. It's available as a paperback and an ebook, and it is also available through my Australian publisher, 40 South Publishing. My Australian distributor, 40 South Publishing, who you can find online, and they are currently offering free postage throughout Australia. I hope you enjoy.